The story of Captain Kidd. William Kidd was born in Dundee, Scotland in 1645. His father's name was John Kidd, who was a Presbyterian minister, and his mother's name was Bessie Kidd. There was no information about his earlier life.
After 1689, Kidd was sailing as a legitimate privateer for the Great Britain against the French in the West Indies and off the coast of North America. During 1690, he was established as a ship owner and a sea captain, based in New York City, where he also owned property. In 1691, he got married to his wife, Sarah Kidd, and they had 2 daughters. For 4 years, Kidd lived the life of a successful New York businessman and citizen.
In 1695, the King of England asked Kidd to captain the Adventure Galley. Its mission was to capture all French ships and the pirates of Madagascar. The Adventure Galley was equipped with 34 cannons and a crew of 80. In 1696, Captain Kidd set sail from Deptford aboard his ship, the Adventure Galley, calling at Plymouth and arriving at New York City to recruit a gang of cutthroats. The first prize Kidd took over was a Moorish vessel which had an English master named Parker, and there was also a Portuguese man named Antonio. Kidd tortured the men by hoisting them up by their arms and being drubbed with a naked cutlass to force them to tell him where the gold or silver was on board. They didn't find any on board, so they took a bale of pepper and a bale of coffee, then let them go.
Kidd's crew wanted to take a ship, but he had another idea. William Moore stood up to Kidd, but he ended up hitting Moore in the head with a bucket, and the next day he died. Captain Kidd took over the Moorish ship of 400 tons, which was named the Quedagh Merchant. The master was an Englishman called Wright. When he took the ship, he renamed it the Adventure Prize. It then sailed for Madagascar on January 30th of 1698.
When they got to Madagascar, Kidd took Captain Culliford and his crew to Amboyna, one of the Dutch Spice Islands, and from there he sailed for England. Kidd made sure that Captain Culliford and his crew were not going to be hanged. Kidd considered Culliford as a noted friend. In 1699, Captain Kidd set sail for the West Indies, which his first stop was Angola. They set sail again to the Danish island of St. Thomas, where he asked for protection from the Royal Navy and offered the governor 45,000 pieces, but the governor refused. After that, they set sail to Hispaniola, where he bought a ship named St. Antonio from Henry Bolton.
The crew returned to New York in June of 1699. The summer of 1699, Captain Kidd scattered his treasure between New York, Boston, and the West Indies.
Before September of 1699, Kidd went to Boston, and while he was there, he got arrested for piracy. In February of 1700, he was sent to England on a voyager with 31 other prisoners. Kidd spent the next 11 months at the Newgate prison. In 1701, Kidd got a 3-day pass out of prison to make a case for himself.
My name was Captain Kidd, when I sailed, so wickedly I did, God's law I did forbid, when I sailed, I roamed from sound to sound, and many a ship I found, and then I sunk or burned, when I sailed, I murdered William Moore, and laid him in his gore, not many leagues from shore, when I sailed, Farewell to young and old, all jolly seamen bold, you're welcome to my gold, for I must die, Farewell to London town, pretty girls all around, no pardon can be found, and I must die, for I must die. Then to eternity, in hideous misery, I must lie.
Captain Kidd was hanged in London in 1701 as a warning to other pirates.